Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe for multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines, and many other sectors.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. This is Market Today. I'm Sakshi Batra. Well, the midweek trade on Wednesday was pretty volatile. Bulls and the bears both had a chance on the Nifty, while the bulls asked the Nifty to pull towards 21,900 at one point in time. The bears pushed the Nifty down to 21,700, but eventually 21,800 was protected towards the closing levels. But the question is, will the bulls come back in trade and bounce back in trade today, especially after they have heard exactly what they wanted to hear from the US Federal Reserve. 3 cuts coming in as far as interest rates are concerned in 2024, albeit conditions apply. But that was enough to propel a positive move across Wall Street and therefore give the bulls hope that our own markets may actually reverse days of sluggish move as the March FNO series draws to a close as well. Now the question is, how are you looking at the markets now as we inch closer to the financial year end, and how do you prepare your strategies for the new fiscal year? That's something that we will discuss. I'm now joined by a very special guest. Gaurav Dua joins in. He's the head of capital market strategy at Sharekhan. Gaurav ji, very good morning to you and thank you so much for taking the time out for discussion. Well, I want to first begin by understanding how do you read the Fed stance and what does it mean for the markets at large before we come down to the domestic cues as well as the sectors and the stocks move. But, of course, no cut. There is still an elevated inflation that they are going to be continuing to watch over. But 3 cuts is what they have indicated. What does it mean?
So, basically across the world, markets are happy that there are going to be cuts which will start in this year. The expectations are the same, 2 or 3 cuts in this year. This is this thing, it's contrary to what was there at the start of the year when we were expecting or everyone was expecting that the interest rate cuts will start in April to June. Which got this thing postponed, and that led to some kind of a volatile phase in the market. However, in this, Fed has basically maintained its stance, and there is actually no distinct change in the expectation on the interest rate side from here. That is what has been the good news, and I think the stock markets across the world are happy about it.
Okay. Now today is again going to be the weekly options expiry of the Nifty contracts, the penultimate one before the monthly expiry on the 28th. That's something that we will keep an eye out on because remember February and March largely have been very, very volatile, especially on the expiry days. And also when we talk about the Nifty Bank, that slipped below 46,000 mark on the weekly expiry day. That's yesterday. It recovered 500 points of those levels. However, this was the 9th straight day of losses for the index, and the underperformance of both HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank continued to put pressure on the index. Mr. Dua, if you could highlight for us between the two indices, how are you really looking at the move that has been panning out? Is this a time that you are actually taking a back seat, let the volatility play its part and perhaps wait for some more consolidation to take place before the markets are ready for another leg up, or are you participating aggressively in this market?
So, I am not a chartist technical analyst, so I am not exactly this thing very great with looking at levels intraday moves. But however, I feel that any index which have been going down for 8-9 days and have found this thing support at a place which has lower Bollinger Band. This is where it used to be, it has taken a support from the upward line, trending line. So I feel both Nifty and Bank Nifty could try to bounce back. However, I feel that it will only be a bounce. What is our this thing assumption is that we are in a consolidation zone. So if you see, Nifty has been in the range. this 22,000 plus minus is a few hundred points, and I think we can just spend more time in that range.
Okay, got that. So where exactly are you keeping your focus in the markets currently? Are you deploying any fresh funds somewhere? Which are the segments that you feel that, investors can continue to put fresh money in this volatile time when the markets are consolidating, even drifting lower?
So, if you look at the index Nifty, it is actually down by, by 3.5%, 4% from its all-time peak. So it
Hmm.
is not that the index have gone down very, very sharply. However, if I see the atmosphere is very, very, as though क्या हो गया है बाजार में types. But if you see, even when Nifty hasn't fallen much, even in the large cap stocks, you have stocks which have gone down by 10, 12%, 15% plus also. So what we are this thing trying to do is right now buy into those this thing large cap top 100, 200 stocks which we believe have fallen more than required. So some of our this thing large cap picks for the investor to accumulate in this fall are Bharti Airtel, SRF, and this thing Maruti. I think I think these stocks have shown strength, and we believe that this is the time to acquire and accumulate these stocks.
Okay, got that. Let's again look at what the global markets are giving us the cues of how are the markets going to be shaping up. So Wall Street, like I mentioned, the indices closed higher after the Federal Reserve eased the investor jitters by keeping borrowing costs unchanged and reinforcing expectations that rates could be cut as many as 3 times this year. The Fed's policy statement described inflation as remaining elevated. It raised the economic projections for the economic growth and lowered the projection for the unemployment rate from the estimates it provided in December. So we did see all the three indices jumping up in trade. Dow Jones, Nasdaq up over 1%, 0.9% of move on the S&P 500. Coming to the Asian markets, after that strong overnight move, we've seen the Asian markets also pull up higher with the Nikkei at an all-time high as Asian markets climbed after the Fed forecast of 3 rate cuts that we've been seeing. Now, trends in the GIFT Nifty, they are indicating a strong start for the broader markets in India with a gain of about 146 points or 0.67% of a gain for the Nifty index. How are the flows shaping up? FIIs were net sellers in yesterday's market. 2599 odd crore rupees of shares is what they sold, while the DIIs, they bought about 2,667 crores worth of stocks. Some of the stocks that you need to keep an eye out on, and then we'll take Mr. Dua's view on some of these stocks again. RVNL, that's the one that you should keep an eye out on. It's emerged as the lowest bidder for the Southeastern Railway project worth 167 crores. Crompton has got a fourth consecutive order for solar water pumping systems from HAREDA, that's the Haryana under PM Kusum scheme as well. Now, the order is for supply, installation and commission of these solar photovoltaic water pumping systems, and this is worth over 9 crores. And the entire order is now to the tune of 65.6 crores. The other one is Wockhardt Pharma. The company is launching its QIP to raise funds. Floor price of 544 odd crore rupees per share is almost at par with the stock's closing price on Wednesday that closed at 546 rupees. TVS is going to be in focus. 2 and 3 wheeler manufacturers on Wednesday said that it will issue 4 cumulative non-convertible redeemable preference shares of 10 rupees each for every 1 share held. As of the record date, the NCRPS will have a coupon rate of 6% per annum and shall be redeemed on the expiry of 12 months from the date of allotment. Another one that I'm watching out is Sasken Technologies. Here the company has said that it will acquire 60% of the share capital of Anup Silicon Services by subscribing to the compulsory convertible debentures through the preferential issue on the private placement basis. The acquisition is worth about 33 crores. From the IT pack, I'm looking at Cyient. Again, here the IT solutions provider has said that Infotech HAL, which is a HAL Bengaluru, which is a 50-50 joint venture of the company with HAL, has initiated the corporate insolvency resolution process under Section 10 of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code before Bengaluru bench of the NCLT. So there could be some amount of pressure on that one. Mr. Dua, any of these stocks that you track and maybe looking at amid the news flows?
So, we've been tracking RVNL and some of these stocks, railway stocks, and I was there on your show about a month back, and I said
Yeah.
these stocks have run away ahead of their this thing, fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
I think now it is a time to have a look at them again.
Okay.
When it comes to the space, railway space, we believe that it will be better to get into let's say wagon manufacturers rather than the railway infrastructure companies. So we are looking at basically stocks like like this Jupiter wagon, or this Titagar wagon.
Okay, so we will keep on these specific stocks from the railway pack also on radar. Yesterday we did see the auto stocks driving in a faster lane, a lot of action coming in, brokerage houses upping the targets, Maruti at an all-time high level, Eicher Motors with the target price coming in of 5,000 rupees is pulling up in trade, and that also led other stocks like Bajaj, TVS, Hero also to pull up in trade. Are you looking at this space favorably?
Yeah, I think let's say auto sector will do well, and auto has gone through a very very bad phase, lean phase from 18 to say 22, and now we see that the volumes are actually breaking out of the FY19 this volume peak, in terms of sales volume of these vehicles. And I think auto is going to be there, one of the outperformers in this year. And within the space, as I said, this thing Maruti is a stock which we believe will do well. Apart from the fact that their this thing volume growths are going to improve, we believe that there's going to be an IPO of Hyundai, which will also have some kind of this thing rub-off effect on the stock. Hyundai is slated for an IPO in October, November. So I think that is also going to keep this space, in focus.
In focus. So the auto space is likely to be in focus, and we'll keep an eye out on this one as well. How about the mid and the small caps, Mr. Dua? How are you looking at them, especially in the wake of the recent steps taken by the SEBI and the talk of some kind of bubble being formed that led to this entire volatile moves and the drop on the markets overall as well? How would you look at these particular spaces now?
So, whenever you have this phase, that is when you understand that the whole strategy to try and chase this momentum stocks, speculative stocks can be very very expensive, and we have seen that mid cap and small cap index are down by 10 to 15%. However, we have seen a lot of stocks go down by 30-35% plus, and that has been the pain point for the investors. That is why we always say that when you are playing in mid small caps, please don't try to chase the momentum, number one. Number two, if you are trying to do that, you have to be extremely fast, you have to be extremely nimble. Markets are not going to give you time. And this thing, that has been proven again and again. So, I think it is time to start exploring value in that space. However, you have to be very, very careful. I think a lot of these spaces which had a rally for a year, one-way rally, now it will be a stock-specific rally in that space.
Okay, will be a stock specific rally in this space, and don't chase the momentum. Let's take a quick break right now here, Mr. Dua. And when we'll be back, we'll open up with the pre-opening rates. We'll also be joined by Rajesh Balvia on the other side to help us with the technical views on specific stocks and strategies. So stay with us.
Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe from multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines, and many other sectors.
Welcome back. You're watching Market Today on Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and I'm in conversation with Gaurav Dua, Head of Capital Market Strategy at Sharekhan, and also joining us will also be Rajesh Palvia in a bit. Markets have hit pre-open and you are again able to see 22,000 levels on the Nifty. How I wish this is going to be true. 195 points higher, a percent higher in trade, and we just hope that this momentum really sustains in the markets, because this follows the strong move across the board in US and in Asian markets as well. So you're able to see a whole host of move on the index. Sectorally as well, let's look at how the Nifty Bank is shaping up, since that was a slight weaker link yesterday. But let's see if that one has pulled up in trade as well. So the Nifty Bank is looking slightly flattish with a positive bias at this point in time. You're able to see a 46.3110. So exactly flat at this point in time, nothing moving, but we'll wait for the prices to really kick in on that one. Let's look at a few stocks. Let's look at TVS Motor, for example. That one stock is going to be important. It's approved the issue of 4 cumulative non-convertible redeemable preference shares of 10 rupees each. Flattish, about 0.25% of an uptick, 2040 kind of levels. Let's look at RVNL, which Mr. Dua is also watching out for. And there is a lowest bidder project worth 167 crore rupees has come into the kitty of Rail Vikas Nigam. So 2.6% higher for this one. 245 rupees is what I can spot. Let's also see some of the banking majors that were dragging yesterday, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, if there is any kind of a recovery on those, since they underperformed and they pulled down the Nifty Bank. HDFC Bank slightly higher, 0.8% of a move. ICICI Bank, let's look at that one too, as to how that one has moved in trade, a percent higher in trade. So some bit of positives coming in the banking space. Let's look at the IT majors, TCS for example. Of course, after that big block deal, there was a drop and then there was some recovery happening on TCS. Again, a 0.5% of move can be seen on this one. Let's look at the other heavyweight, Reliance Industries, and see how that one is really moving in trade. And okay, so Infosys is also up by about 0.6%. So that's the IT pack. Slight positives can also be seen on this one. Let's look at RIL. About 0.3% of a move is what we can see on Reliance Industries as of now. Okay, we will wait for Rajesh Palvia to join in and help us understand his opening views. But let me carry on the conversation with Mr. Dua in the meanwhile. Mr. Dua, where else do you feel that the markets are looking overheated? You did talk about the mid and the small caps, but is there any space where you are continuously giving cautionary advice to your clients as of now, where the run-up has happened too much, too fast, and now is the time to just let that sector cool off?
So I think a lot of this speculative froth is already out of the system. So that is the good part that we have seen in last 2 weeks. However, we still feel that some of these public sector stocks are still overheated. Some of them have basically run ahead of the fundamentals. So at that space, I believe now you have to be very, very choosy what you want to buy. That is the space where we can still find some stocks that will do well. However, we also see some stocks like which we feel are like overheated and which look expensive to us.
Okay, fair enough. Let's look at TVS Motor, sir, and get your views on this one. How would you look at the stock now amidst this news flow that the company is going to be issuing 4 non-convertible redeemable preference shares of 10 rupees each for every share held? What does it mean for the existing investors at large? A 1.5% move can be seen on TVS Motors as of now.
So I think this stock has been an outperformer. It has done extremely well within the listing two-wheeler auto space in India. They have been ahead of their peers in terms of EVs also. Some of their scooter models have done extremely well, and they've been able to gain market share. That's the reason why the stock has done well, but the stock is not cheap anymore. So I think the stock has given extremely good gains this is for the investors. Those who want to play the rally for next 1.5 year, they can hold on to stock. But I don't think at this price you should be trying to chase the stock.
Okay, fair enough. Let's again look at some of the other stocks that are now on the brokerage houses radar as well. We were seeing that Eicher Motors came onto the brokerage houses radar yesterday, and the stock shot up about 6% on an intraday basis. 5,000 is the next target that was being recommended. It's opening flat today with just a positive bias at 38.75 odd rupees. What would your thoughts be on Eicher Motors, sir? And do you believe in the theory that electrification risk may not hamper Eicher Motors and Royal Enfield that much? The brokerage houses are also betting big on, say, somehow their 450cc platform launch to beat competition and address growth concerns as well. Do you think that's something that investors can continue to keep in mind and even invest at these current levels?
So, Eicher has actually underperformed the entire upside in the auto stocks in last 1 year. And why has that been? Because the space where they are, this is 250cc to this is 450cc. Lot of their peers have entered that space, Bajaj and Hero, and they have done some very strong tie-ups. They have brought in some of the models which are extremely good and very, very aggressively priced. So that is actually started showing on their volume growth of Eicher. So I think that will still go on. And the kind of volume upside which is being factored in this price, I think is somewhere more than expected. People are getting this very, very optimistic. On the other side, also, Eicher has shown lot of this thing promise that they'll strongly grow their exports this thing volume. Even there, because of the slowdown in Europe, we are not seeing that. So our call is that Eicher, at this point, if you have the stock, you can hold on to it. However, we think that some of the other stocks like this Bajaj and Hero can outperform from here.
Bajaj and Hero can outperform from here. Okay, let's again look at some of the stocks that we were mentioning in the stocks to watch list, and they are reacting now. Wockhardt Pharma, that's the one that I was watching. 5% uptick can be seen. The company is likely to raise 570 crores via QIP. What would your view be here, sir?
I don't track this stock, so I won't be able to comment much on it. But then, as a space, we like this space. Pharma, I think, has a long this thing runway ahead, and I think a lot of these exporting companies, which have seen a very, very weak phase from this 15 to this thing 22 for 7 years, are this is said to do better because the pricing pressure.
Okay, I guess there is some kind of a technical glitch. We'll try to fix that. We lost the audio of Mr. Dua right there. But let's welcome our other guest on the show. Mr. Rajesh Palvia joins in. He's the head of technical and derivatives research at Axis Securities. Rajesh, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Good that you've come back onto the markets because, after a long haul, we are seeing some positive sticks at the open. 150 point of a jump is what you are able to see in the pre-opening trade. It has been, all days when we've been seeing sluggish trade happening in the markets all thus far. But it's perhaps the US Fed news that's given some kind of a positive optimism in trade today. How would you go about the Nifty today on the weekly expiry, and what do you foresee for the Nifty Bank today? The strategies for both.
Good morning, Sakshi. Yeah, so I think today's gap up opening is going to give some comfort to the market as market was nervous since last couple of trading session as broader market was witnessing supply pressure and the major dent we have witnessed in the mid cap and as well as in the small cap space. So I think today's up move would trigger follow up buying action because as we are almost trading opening around the 22,000 mark. So if at all Nifty manages to cross 22,000 level on a Nifty spot, then possible short covering action may trigger, and then we can see furthermore follow up upward momentum going forward. and then possibly Nifty may attempt to move further higher towards 22,100. That's the important level to watch for, as we have a weekly option expiry for Nifty. So 22,000 and 22,100 is having major call concentration for this weekly expiry, and that needs to watch very closely in first 15-20 minutes whether they are unwinding their trade or not. If they unwind their trade, then there would be a clarity in the market, and then we can see again, further more upside momentum from here onward for Nifty, as we have already seen a significant corrective move in first half of this March series. And I think most of the indicators were indicating that, most of the indicators were in oversold trajectory for near
Right.
term structure. So I think today's upward momentum can be looked at to buy. Uh, 21,900 needs to keep as a stop loss for Nifty, and 22,100 could be the possible target we can see today in the today's session. For Bank Nifty, 46,300, 46,200 are the important level on Nifty Bank Nifty spot. If at all we holds these level, then possible short covering action we can see in Bank Nifty also. 46,800 to 47,000 are the next level where Bank Nifty can also scale up in this pullback action.
Okay, fair enough. Rajesh, your top two stock ideas.
I think first stock that we like to buy here is Bharti Airtel. Strong uptrend throughout the series. Stock is outperforming to the broader market. Stock is almost trading near to its all-time high trajectory. And looking at the overall structure, long built-up is there. So we believe that Bharti Airtel may exhibit a good amount of rally towards the expiry of March series. We are projecting target towards 1280 to 1290 for trading point of view. Keep your stop loss at 1210. Another stock we like from the automobile space, and we believe that from automobile space, Maruti is the stock where one can look at to buy. As again, stock is trading near to all-time high trajectory, and looking at the overall structure for Maruti, we believe that this momentum can exceed, and possible target we can see towards 12,300 to 12,400 for Maruti. So one can look to buy Maruti also for trading point of view. Keep your stop loss at around 11,750.
Okay, 3 minutes to go for the markets to open, and the sense is that perhaps metals and PSU banks could be the flavor. Right now, Hindalco has settled in the pre-open as the top mover, 2% higher in trade. We have JSW Steel also moving up. Coal India is moving up as well. Those are particular stocks from the metal pack that are showing some strength. From the PSU banks again, the stocks that will be in focus. Nothing on the Nifty Bank top, 5 or top 6 list as of now. But the PSU banking index looks strong with Indian Overseas Bank, Central Bank, PNB, and the likes also inching higher. Realty space right now. All the sectors look positively settled in the pre-opening, and we hope that stays through as of now. Even the PSU stocks like BHEL, SAIL, LIC, IOC, REC, HPCL, HAL, these are the stocks that look in a positive strength as of now. All right, 2 more minutes to go. Metal stocks, Rajesh, how would you look at them?
So again, yes, we are expecting bounce in metal space, and I think Tata Steel is our preferred choice at this moment. As overall structure for Tata Steel is on the bullish side, stock is holding its previous breakout level. So I think 142 is the immediate support area where one can keep stop loss to buy Tata Steel, and on the higher side, 155 to 158 is the immediate target. Once stock crosses above 158, then we can see further higher level of 165 to 170 also for Tata Steel. So that stock is looking attractive at this moment. So one can buy Tata Steel from metal space.
Okay, 30 seconds to go before the markets are open. Mr. Dua, any particular stocks you'll watch out for today?
Well, I also spoke almost about the same stocks,
Yes.
SRF, Bharti Airtel, and also also Maruti. So I think in the large cap space, these will do well. Apart from this, because it's a bounce after a sharp fall, some of the stocks which have like fallen very sharply should do well. Property stock, real estate, I think it also see a sharp bounce today. Apart from the banks that you spoke about.
Okay, let's look at the market levels now. We do have 22,000 on the Nifty at the opening levels, 0.7% higher in trade, a strong move of 165 points on the upside on the Nifty. The Nifty Bank opening even stronger, 0.8% of a move can be seen on this one. That's a 400-point jump, and 46,724 is what you see the Nifty Bank trading at. Yes, metals are the top sectoral mover, 1.8% of an uptick can be seen on that one. A whole host of stocks within this, Tata Steel, Hindalco, JSW Steel, these are the ones that are doing well. Coal India as well. Small caps, they have jumped sharply, 1.5% higher in trade. Mid caps have recovered. IT space is looking good as well at this point in time. You have BPCL at the morning opening trading session, 2% higher in trade for this one too. Wipro is doing well, HCL Technologies, LTI Mindtree, some of these IT majors that are actually pulling up in trade. These are among the top movers on the Nifty. Tata Motors is inching higher, 1.5% uptick can be seen on this one as well. So metals, PSU banks, IT, oil and gas, realty, the 4-5 sectors that are pulling up the markets. All the sectors of the Nifty up into the green, a very strong move there. In the F&O space, it is Steel Authority. A very strong move can be seen on this one, almost a 5% move on Steel Authority. Rajesh, coming to you, on sale, how would you really look at the stock after this jump, and any other stock that you would like to highlight in the opening?
So I think metal space is something looking very attractive, and we believe that the kind of traction which we have already witnessed in last couple of week. I think one should look at to the metal space. Most of the metal space are showing good amount of buying interest. So sale is already given a breakout in this gap up opening, and falling trend line breakout is already there. Stock is now holding above 50-day moving average. So I think one can hold their long position even at the current price. One can look to buy this stock with stop loss of 125, on the higher side 135, 138 could be the possible target in next couple of trading session. So I think sale is also looking attractive from metal space. Another stock that we like from metal space is Vedanta. That stock is also looking promising. And in last couple of trading session, now stock has managed to regain its 20-day, 50-day moving average. And looking at the near-term structure, we believe that if stocks continues to hold about 268 level, then possible target we can see towards 285 to 290 for Vedanta in next couple of trading sessions. So that stock is also looking promising from metal space.
Okay, so that stock is also looking positive from the metal space. More stocks from this basket pulling up. Hindustan Copper now 4% higher in trade. Nalco pulling up 3.5% higher. Jindal Steel and Power about 3.2% higher. This space is definitely going to be in focus, and we will keep an eye out on this one again. Apart from this, a whole host of other stocks are moving up. From the stocks to watch list, RVNL, after becoming the lowest L1 bidder that we had highlighted, it's up by 3.5%. We also have stocks like D-Mart that were on the top radar of brokerage houses. That's inched up higher in trade as well. Let's look at how TVS Motor has opened. It was indicating a positive start in the pre-opening levels, about 2.5%. TVS Motor is up by a percent. 2059 can be seen on this one. Let's look at some of the other movers right now. Coal India is gathering pace, 2% higher right now. BPCL moving up in trade, 2.5% higher. All right, let me get Mr. Dua your word here. How are you looking at the entire oil and gas basket, especially the OMC space, BPCL, HPCL, IOC, all in the thick of action?
So I think we have this positive view on the space, and compared to IFC, we like HPCL and this BPCL, and we have a buy on these two stocks. I think they will also show a strong bounce. Apart from that, we also believe these stocks can actually be bought for investment.
Okay. Rajesh, Wockhardt Pharma, I'd like to take your view here. 4.4% higher. The company is likely to raise up to 570 crores via QIP. How would you look at Wockhardt?
So I think overall long-term structure is bullish, and in this last corrective move, stock almost taken the support from its 50-day moving average, and a strong reversal again we have witnessed in last couple of trading session. Looking at the overall structure, we are bullish for the stock, and we expect that stock has potential to again regain its all-time high trajectory on a positional basis. So those who are already holding this position and wants to buy the stock, if you get any opportunity towards 530, 520 zone, it's again good level to re-enter in this stock. Even those who are already bought the stock at lower price, they can hold on the position, and possibly we can see near term target towards 605, and then possibly this stock can have potential to move further higher towards 700 to 750 kind of zone also on a positional basis. So our view is bullish at this moment. Keep your stop loss at around 515 to hold a positional on a positional basis for Wokhard.
Okay, one stock, let's pull up Zomato. It's again inching up higher. Remember yesterday, whole through the day, we kept on discussing this stock and it kept on moving higher all through the session. 170 now on this one, 3% higher is what we can see Zomato driving at. Rajesh, first to you, and then I'll take Mr. Dua's fundamental view on the stock as well. First, you give us the technical levels. Where do you see Zomato headed?
So I think from QSR space, this Zomato is looking very promising, and looking at the overall structure, stock is in clear uptrend. If we analyze the weekly structure, stock is moving in upsloping channel. That clearly shows that there is a sustained buying action is taking place in the stock. Today's move is also giving us furthermore positivity in the stock price, as the stock is now almost moving towards its all-time high trajectory. So we expect that the stock is ready to scale up to all-time high trajectory very soon. Those who are already bought the stock in corrective move can hold the position with stop loss of 164. On the higher side, we are projecting target towards 185 to 190 on a positional basis for Zomato.
Okay, Mr. Dua, your sense on Zomato. Are you looking at the stock favorably now?
We don't have a call on the stock, but what we see is that among the new age stock, this is done pretty well. This is a cash-rich company. Cash burns are not there anymore. They are turning this in profitable. Blinkit, which was acquired by them, has started doing very well. In fact, there was a statement that Blinkit business itself has become larger than their this core business. So I think overall, in terms of the execution, they have done extremely well in terms of the this new age stock. Another stock in this space that we believe have done well is this thing, Policy Bazaar. Again, they have been able to show this profitability. They are showing extremely good growth. So I think these two are the stocks, this thing, new age stocks, which the investors can watch out for.
Okay, fair enough. All right, I'll quickly take your word also, Mr. Dua. We've discussed the metal stocks, which are the flavor of the first hour of trade from Mr. Rajesh Palvia. But your own sense, how are you looking at the metal space fundamentally?
So I think this space is going to be extremely volatile. Metal is a global thing, commodity, right? And you will always have some kind of statements, data which will come out of Europe, China, US, which will this thing, this thing keep these stocks extremely volatile. So this is a space where we are not overweight. I think metals as of now you can trade, but I don't think it's a space where you would want to buy and hold a stock. But within this space, if you are talking about tubes and pipes, that is where we think there is value. That is where we think this thing there is this thing growth, and this we have our investments in that space.
Okay. The other space that's buzzing in the power space, especially the power finances, REC, PFC, a strong move on both of them, up over 4% each. Rajesh ji, your view, power performers coming back in action, the winners of the past from the power space?
I think most of these
Recording
stocks
in
are now
progress.
witnessing short covering action, and looking at the REC PFC move. Yes, we do believe that as a stock has corrected significantly and taken the support of last 2 months, the consolidation range. Looking at the overall structure, we believe that till the stock is trading about to 400, 410 level for REC, trend is likely to remain on the bullish side as long-term structure is bullish. Though there was some corrective move in last couple of months, but still we believe that overall structure on the long-term basis is bullish, and these kind of gap up opening in Nifty is now attracting the short covering action in this space. So I think REC one can hold on now with stop loss of 430. For trading point of view, we can see target towards 455. For PFC also, the view is same. Again, the same behavior is there in PFC also, and we believe that if PFC continues to hold above 369, then possible pullback can be there in the stock, and possible target we can see towards 395 to 400 also.
Okay, got that. Mr. Dua, some winners of the past again. BSE is inching higher, 4% higher in trade. Motilal Oswal, that stock is also pulling up in trade. Do you see a favorable move shaping up in the short to medium term for these capital markets related stocks?
Bombay Stock Exchange (BSE) has been our pick, and we believe that that investors can hold on to it. I was there on your show 6 8 months back. We had asked investors to buy into these stocks aggressively at this 800 levels, 1000 levels, and we are still holding on to onto this stock, and we believe that there is still scope for 40 to 50% upside in this stock over next year or so. So we have been buyers in this stock on every fall. However, when you talk about stock broking companies, financials, I think there you have to be extremely careful. We don't have a buy call on any of these stocks, so I'll not be able to comment more on it.
Okay. So 40 to 50% upside is what if you're looking at over the next couple of years or 1 year or so, then BSE is something that Mr. Dua is voting his confidence for, and he's been buyers, he's been advocating the stock since 800 odd levels. Still a lot of steam left on Bombay Stock Exchange stock as well. So keep that stock in your radar. Rajesh, anything else you've spotted in the interim? I can look at Cummins, that's pulling up in trade sharply. Of course, this is also one stock that in our Holi special edition yesterday we had discussed. Chandan Taparia had given his view on this one as his Holi special pick. Rajesh, your own sense, 28.45 Cummins?
Yeah, it's definitely on a technical basis, stock is looking promising, and after a brief consolidation of last 4 week, now stock is breaking out of this consolidation range, and we believe that looking at the outperformance in this stock, that is likely to continue, and possible target 29.40 we can see in near term basis. So those who have already bought the stock at lower price can hold on with stop loss of 27.90. And another stock, as you asked, I think one should look to buy Hale also. That stock was in ban period, and I think today it's out from that F&O ban list.
Yeah.
And the kind of short covering which we are seeing in Hale, that can take a stock further higher. And possible target we can see in next 1 or 2 trading session towards 245 to 250, as overall structure is bullish for the stock, and the stock is almost taken the support from its 50-day moving average, and the kind of short covering which we are seeing since opening, that is giving us confidence. One can look to buy this stock with stop loss of 228. Another stock, as you spoke about the metal space, I think one can look to buy this Jindal Steel and Power also. That stock is also looking promising. I think here also we can see a good rally in next 1 or 2 trading session towards 825 to 830. So that stock is also looking promising. Keep your stop loss at around 792.
Okay, fair enough. Mr. Dua, PSU stocks, they're again after a bit of a pause, they're coming back in action. We've also seen many of the PSU stocks see a dip of about 30, 35, 40% odd from their peak levels as well. Are you looking at any of the PSU stocks to be added attractive at these attractive valuations now?
As I said, this whole space have done extremely well in past 1 year. That was a year when all these stocks went up. However, after this sharp fall, there's going to be a sharp bounce back in this space. However, we believe going ahead, if we look at next 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, this space will also become very, very stock specific. So what we are buying, as I said, was in this basically HAL, HPCL, BPCL, REC, PFC, and some of these public sector banks, like this Punjab National Bank, Bank of India. These are the stocks where we believe that there is a 2 year plus story. And if you have these kind of falls, which will come, which will take down the stocks down by 10% plus, that will be an opportunity to basically accumulate these stocks.
Okay, right. On that note, thanks a lot, Mr. Dua, for being with us on this show and discussing all the specific stock ideas and the strategy in the markets. Always a pleasure to host you on Business Today. Many thanks for being with us on this edition. What we'll do, viewers, is we'll take a very quick break. On the other side, Rajesh Palvia will be with us to spot some more trading strategies and trading ideas for all of you. Stay with us.
Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe from multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines, and many other sectors.
Welcome back. You're watching Market Today on Business Today television. The markets are roaring. 170 points higher, 22,000 is back with the Nifty. The Nifty Bank is higher by about 500 points, now a percent higher. A very strong move on the PSU banking space coming in. All PSU banking constituents are up into the green as of now. Strong move emerging from Central Bank of India, about 4% higher. Punjab and Sind Bank, IOB, Bank of India, UCO Bank, all of them are in the thick of action. SBI. Rajesh, which is the PSU bank that you would be looking at promisingly on the charts?
I think Canara Bank is the stock where we are focusing at this moment in this corrective move. Stock corrected and taken the support from its 50-day moving average, and I think the kind of overall structure on the long-term basis, we believe that Canara Bank can again continue its upward momentum. 550 is the level where one can keep a stop loss to buy Canara Bank, and possible target on the high side we can see towards 575 to 580. Another PSU bank that we like is Union Bank. Stock is corrected in last couple of trading session, but overall structure is on the bullish side, and we believe that this dip should be used as a buying opportunity in the stock. We believe that till the stock is holding above 140 level, trend is likely to remain on the bullish side, and possible target on a positional basis we can see towards 165 to 170 for Union Bank. And another stock from PSU banking space that we like is PNB. In this correction, stock almost corrected up to the 50-day moving average. So overall structure for PNB is also on the bullish side. 112 is our stop loss to buy PNB for positional perspective. Till 112 is intact, trend is likely to remain on the bullish side, and once stock crosses above 125, I think another round of rally we can see in PNB, and a possible target on the higher side we can see towards 135 to 140 also in PNB.
Okay, right. Let's again look at some of the other stocks that are buzzing. In the renewable energy space, there is a lot of action happening. CG Power up 6.5%. This stock has been in momentum. Inox Wind is also up in trade. Let's look at that too. Sterling and Wilson, let's pull up all of these stocks up one by one. So days high, 6.5% for CG Power. Inox Wind, let's look at that one too. That also has hit, I think, an upper circuit, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's at an upper circuit of 5%. Sterling and Wilson is up in trade. Strong move being seen on that one. Then you also have some of these graphite majors. Graphite India up on about 5.5% in trade. HEG about 5% up in trade as well. Let's look at Suzlon, for example, just to mark the price and see if there is a sectoral move right there, and not to take a view on that one. But let's look at that too. But Rajesh, so 1.5% up move, we can avoid it. Rajesh, what about the renewable energy space? Is this space an interesting space to be in currently? Any particular stocks you have kept in your radar?
Definitely. So government focus is on the renewable energy, and I think this sector is looking bullish for long-term perspective. Yes, definitely there was some pain because of the broader market was in correction mode. I think CG Power is looking very promising, very strong breakout is already taken place on a longer-term time frame, and the kind of buying interest which we are seeing on a sustained basis, that clearly shows that CG Power one can hold out, and then possible target on a positional basis we can see towards 650 to 700 also in the stock. So buy on dip should be your strategy for CG Power. Your stop loss should be at around 490, approx for around 490. Rest other stock as you spoke about, Inox Wind, that is already upper circuit. SW Solar is already upper circuit. So I think these all stocks are having 5% limit for the day, and I think so the buying interest that clearly visible in across the renewable energy space. So I think that sector one needs to look for long term perspective, and whenever you get these kind of opportunity in the market, I think one should be always ready to deploy their some of the investment in this corrective move. I think Sakshi, one can look to buy CPSE ETF also. That is also looking promising. We have already seen a corrective in last couple of week, and I think almost from its top, almost it's corrected from 10%. And now this is again, giving us opportunity to buy CPSE ETF at 50-day moving average support area. So I think that is also another way to invest in most of the PSE basket at this juncture. Rather to go with the individual stock, I think CPSE ETF one can look to buy. And I think if one needs to keep any stop loss, I think 73 is your stop loss. And again, we believe that, on a positional perspective, I think CPSE ETF can also have a potential to regain its all-time high trajectory.
Okay, wonderful. That's a great way, because across the board in PSU space, there's again action coming back, be it the PSU banks, be it the energy basket, be it the power space. All of them are actually seeing a strong move coming in. So SJVN, again, I spotted that one, 4.5% higher. Of course, there are multiple orders and a lot of things moving, and which is why you again see the action coming in. So Rajesh ji advises that CPSE ETF is a great way to get an exposure into the PSU stocks rather than going for individual stocks as of now. So keep an eye out on the CPSE ETF and start deploying your funds there to get the best of the PSU rally by your stride. Let's again look at some of the other movers then and the moving parts in the markets. Anything else that you could spot apart from the PSU stocks, Rajesh, that I may have missed asking?
I think we discuss on BHEL, that is doing
Yeah.
good. I think from that space, from power space, NTPC is also looking promising. That stock is also looking bullish on a longer term time frame. This correction is also giving you again opportunity to buy NTPC in this decline. I think one can look to buy this stock with stop loss of 315. Upside target 335. And then another space that one can look at current level is defense space, that is HL. I think this has done already a correction of last 2 weeks, and now stock is showing good buying interest from the lower level. HL is looking promising at this moment. 3000 should be your stop loss, and I think this stock has potential to show again 3200 to 3250 kind of level in near term basis. So HL is also another stock where one can look to buy. Another stock that we like after this corrective move, that is BEML. Stock has done a significant correction, and now on the daily chart, stock is managed to give breakout on its falling trend line. So BEML is also looking promising. The way stock has given breakout, we believe that 3,150 to 3,200 could be the possible target we can see in BEML. So one can look to buy this stock also with stop loss of 39.40.
ओके बढ़िया एक और ट्रेड मिल गया आपको BEML दैट्स अनदर स्पॉट द स्टॉक दैट राजेश जी हैज स्पॉटेड फॉर अस लेट्स अगेन लुक एट सम ऑफ द अदर मूविंग पार्ट्स इन द मार्केट्स अगेन one stock that I just saw which I have rarely talked about and tracked also it's Oriana Power. I don't know if Rajesh ji you track this one. And again, the company has got a contract for development of solar power plant aggregating to 1.18 MWP under RESCO. And the stock has shot up about 6 or 5.5 or percent. It's a 752. Do you track this stock at all?
No, Sakshi, I
Okay.
don't track this stock. Yeah.
No worries, no worries. Let's again look at some of the other stocks which are at 52-week high. Avenue Supermarts, 2% higher, 4139. That's the one that's been getting an upgrade from brokerage houses. That one has shot up. Bharti Airtel, mentioned by Rajesh T in his top stock pick. It's at a 52-week high, 1241.7% of a move can be seen on this one again. Apart from this, CG Power, which we have already discussed, is at a 52-week high as well. On Avenue Supermarts, would you have a call, Rajesh Ji?
Yeah, so we have bullish view and we have already recommended this stock day before yesterday around 3,950 kind of zone. We have already recommended this stock and our target is 4250 to 4300 for near term perspective. Almost stock has moved towards 4238 in today's up move. We still have bullish view as stock has already formed a bottom of long consolidation, and looking at this kind of up move, we believe that once stock manages to sustain above 40 to 50 on a closing basis, then possible target we can see towards 4400 to 4500 also on a positional basis. So I think those who have already bought the stock at lower price can hold on. Now trailing stop loss for DMart or Avenue Supermart should be kept as a 4090.
Okay, got that. A lot of buying happening in the IT space as well now, especially in the mid-cap IT space, Nuclear Software, Quick Heal, Oracle Financial Services, Wipro from the large-cap space, Happiest Mind Technologies. All of these stocks are also moving up. Mastech is moving up as well. PSU stocks we've already discussed. There is buying. Railway stocks, RBNL, we've discussed already. Metal stocks we've been talking about all through the way they have moved in trade as well. PSU banks also we've discussed. What else to discuss? Okay, power spaces also we've discussed. I will just mention this stock. I know there is an extreme caution that we keep on advising all our viewers around such speculative stocks. Reliance Power, let's pull up that stock. It's at a 5% upper circuit. This is for the second day in a row that the stock is on an upper circuit. Remember yesterday also we were discussing with Gaurang Shah that how should one be reading all this news flow, news reports indicating that probably the company is nearing its debt-free state. It is approaching towards that. It has settled the dues with 3 banks already. The parent company Reliance Infra is also doing the same, and therefore you see this back-to-back upper circuit really coming in. But what does it really mean for the large investors over there? Is the worst really over for Reliance Power? Rajesh, I know it's a stock that we hardly talk about, and of course this is a stock which has been a big wealth destroyer for investors, but it is extremely important to advise, give the right advice to viewers out there who may be probably looking at this as a buying opportunity. How would you look at this stock?
So I think the stock price will move based on the news flow and the kind of development which is happening on the company based on the fundamental. As technically, again, if we analyze this stock, stock has shown some a bit of buying interest and managed to give breakout of near-term, short-term structure. Looking on the technical, 22 is the important level to watch for. Now, after this breakout on a falling trend line on daily chart of this up move, we believe that till stock is holding about 22 level, then I think some more buying interest may be attracted in this stock, and then possible upside we can see towards 30 to 30 to 32 kind of level. So that can be there in near-term perspective. So 22 should be your stop loss. 30 and 32 is the immediate target where we can see this stock to move.
Okay, fair enough. Well, on that note, Rajesh, many thanks for being with us onto this very special edition and sharing with us all your thoughts and ideas. All the stocks that you've mentioned, we will keenly keep an eye out on all of those as well until the next time that you join in. But until then, many thanks. Always a pleasure to host you on Business Today. Let's again look at now the markets. 22,000 with us. It's sustained for the first half an hour of trade. 0.7% of an uptick, 165 points of a bounce is what you've seen. The Nifty Bank also holding on to that 1% higher support, 500 points up in trade as well. All the sectors of the Nifty are up into the green. Metals up 2%. You have the mid and the small caps also gaining traction. PSU banks, oil and gas, private banks, realty, financial services, you name it. All the sectors of the Nifty in fine fettle as of now. Among the Nifty stocks, barring just about 6 stocks that are down in the red, rest of the stocks are all up into the green. What's not performing? Apollo Hospitals. It was in the thick of action 2-3 days of a row in a row when you've seen the stock higher in trade and therefore some profits being taken off. Hero Moto, Maruti Suzuki after yesterday's record seeing profits being taken off. FMCG stocks, Britannia, Nestle slightly lower in trade, HUL down in trade. Sun Pharma, Bajaj Auto also down in trade, and Dr. Reddy's as well. So Pharma, FMCG and slight auto names and hospital names that are down in the red, but the rest of the stocks pretty much in fine fettle. Again, it's the space of the PSU stocks that are actually taking the limelight today. From PFC, REC to SAIL, BHAIL, then you also have Bharat Electronics, you have all the oil marketing companies, IOC, HPCL, BPCL up into the green. Defense majors like HAL. You also have the life insurance company now 2.5% higher at 890 odd levels. Power majors, Coal India, NTPC, NHPC, Power Grid, all of them up into the action as well. So that's the kind of move that you are spotting in the markets. A good beginning to the markets as far as the weekly expiry concerned, but we'll keep a tab on how the markets really shape through the trading session to give you a better sense of which way are the markets headed, which are the stocks that you need to keep an eye out on. So stay with us on Business Today Television.
Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe from multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines and many other sectors.
और मैं समझता हूं आपके अंदर ये जो जीनियस चीज पड़ी है ना, वही स्टार्टअप को सफल बनाती होगी।